Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to our online teaching academy Ekaleva, and I welcome you all for the biology class. This is class 12 biology. We are going to see some different topic away from genetics and then biotech. We all know about pollution. There are different types of pollution. Okay, now water pollution is quite high, air pollution, etc. Okay, to avoid pollution we are doing many treatment. Okay, now we are going to use our little friend for the treatment. So guess who will be our friend for treating this? So water got polluted, we want to treat this water, mostly industrial effluent, and we have to pass it to the water bodies. Or else, okay, if you pass the same effluent without the treatment, it leads into many complications. Okay, so how to treat, who is our little friend? That we are going to see. So this is our little friend microbes. Okay, we are going to use microbes in sewage treatment. In that we are going to see gap and yap. Okay, it is nothing but Ganga action plan and Yamuna action plan. So what is sewage? What is sewage? Sewage is something municipal waste, okay, totally waste from the different parts. Okay, that you call it as sewage. Household waste is also there, industrial waste, and even mostly hospital waste we will not take. It is a biohazard. Okay, so we'll see what is sewage. It is a liquid waste which has a water at its largest component. Okay, waste will be there, but the mostly we can use, we can filter, we can treat, and we can use the water bodies. I mean water to the water bodies, along with the various type of impurities. Okay, like wastewater from houses, factories, office, hospitals, we are not taking now. Then municipal waste water is also called as sewage. It is a 1-mark question. What is sewage? STP, we are going to treat the sewage, okay, and the plant you call it as sewage treatment plant. You can see the sewage treatment plant here. Okay, this is the plant setup, and it is going to have 2 different steps. One is the primary treatment, another one secondary treatment. We are going to treat in 2 different ways. Okay, first in general what we are going to do, if there is any impurities, if there is anything waste got there in the drinking water, we are going to filter that. Or what we will do, we will leave it aside, sedimentation, decantation, and then filtration. After filtration, like chlorinating, like that, we are going to treat the water. The same way in a huge thing, okay, in a plant, but different steps we are going to take in the biological treatment or secondary treatment. There our little friend going to enter and going to clean the water. Okay, we will see first. It is a municipal wastewater containing human excreta also. Okay, and therefore being before discharge into natural water bodies, it need to be made less polluting. I cannot assure you that 100% is pollution free. It will be there, but it is less harmless. So there is a sewage treatment plant. What are the steps it is going to be there? We'll see one after the other. First, primary treatment of sewage. In primary treatment, the first and foremost what we are going to do, we are going to settle the waste, okay, solid waste. So we'll see. The step involves physical removal of large and small particles, okay, sedimentation, and then filtration. Floating debris is removed by filtration, okay, by wire mesh screens. So they will sediment and then filtered. Here we are going to use some technical terms. Make a note of this, and it will be important for your 1 mark or 2 marks differences. After that, okay, after the sedimentation and filtration, the grit, there is soil and the small pebbles is removed by sedimentation. The tank is settling tank. These are the areas you want to concentrate. I have highlighted a different thing, just to make a note which tank is used. Settling tank for sedimentation. That sediment we are categorizing into 2 things. Okay, one which is settled, we call it as sludge, and one which is not settled, floating body, that you call it as primary effluent. So 2 things are there. 1 primary sludge, 2 primary effluent. So note down the term, the sludge and effluent. Next, the effluent is taken to the next step, secondary treatment. Another familiar 1 mark question. Which treatment is called biological treatment, primary or secondary? This treatment, are we using any microbes, anything here? No. So mostly it won't be there. Next treatment we are going to use microbe, and that you call it as biological treatment or secondary treatment. So secondary treatment, and we are going to use the biological, it's otherwise called as biological treatment. We are going to use the microbes. How, where and when, that we are going to see. The primary effluent, what we got in the first step, okay, that is passed into the large tank with constant mechanical agitation, stirring process, and with air supply. This time, okay, this is the favorable time, and the microbe starts to grow here. And this type of microbe with air supply, so it is aerobic, okay, aerobic microbes. Note down the term because two microbes going to be there. This is aerobic microbe, and that will become into floors. Okay, it is nothing but bacteria with fungus. That association you call it as floors. Next, what happened after that? The microbes consume the major part of the organic matter, okay, in the effluent, and it starts growing. It reduces, another important thing, BOD. If the BOD is there and the same water if you are going to supply to the water body, what happens? It's become lethal for the aquatic organisms. BOD is nothing but biochemical oxygen demand. And this is again passed into the settling tank. After this treatment, okay, after the BOD of sewage gets reduced, it is passed into the settling tank. Now this bacteria flows settle. Where? In settling tank is called activated sludge. See, all these highlighted terms are very important. Activated sludge. This activated sludge going to become an inoculum. When you want to prepare a curd, what you will do? Enough milk. First you will boil the milk, you will warm the milk, and a spoon of curd you will add it. That spoon of curd is acting as an inoculum. That will trigger inside and it leads into growth of that particular microbe, and the curd is prepared. The same thing here, we are not preparing curd. What we are doing, we are making this process. We are taking the floors which starts settled, that we are taking as an activated sludge, we are inserting again into that tank. Then again what happens? The microbes start growing. So it's like a cyclic process. Okay, a small amount of activated sludge is pumped back into the aeration tank, and that is served as inoculum. Now next, by seeing this you would have guessed another bacteria is going to enter in this stage. So what it is? The remaining part of the sludge is pumped into the large tank. So that is, we are not leaving anything waste. Okay, everything we are making it as best only. So anaerobic sludge digester, the next, okay, you can see your anaerobic sludge digester, and here we are going to use another little friend, anaerobic bacteria. In sludge digester, another kind of bacteria which grow, that is anaerobically, we call them as anaerobic microbes, will digest the bacteria and fungi in the sludge. During this process, bacteria produce a mixture of gases. This anaerobic bacteria, when they are digesting this particular waste, it produces methane, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon dioxide. This is more, around 70% we can say. So that will become into biogas. And this biogas, we are taking it as a fuel. Okay, it's a big source of energy. The effluent from secondary treatment is released into the natural water bodies. So all the treatment got over. Now we are sending the secondary effluent, not the primary effluent, secondary effluent. So we have treated the water body. What is BOD? Biochemical oxygen demand. Actually, this is there in your last unit, ecosystem. So this is a definition, and this BOD should be less or more, that you need to check. The BOD measures the rate of uptake of oxygen by the microbes, okay, like a scale, okay, scale of measurement in a sample of water. Indirectly, it measures the organic matter present in it. So if the BOD level is more, okay, more polluted, so it has to be reduced. So more BOD of wastewater indicates more polluting potential. This is the sewage treatment plant. You can see the setup. We need a bigger area. And this is a gap and yap. Okay, the next plant they have started. The Ministry of Environment Forest has initiated GAP and AP, to save the major rivers of our country from pollution. So this is another abbreviated term with the expansion, 1 mark question. Okay, guess what it is? We saw one plant already. That plant is STP. Now this is again a dome shape. That same dome shape just now we saw. So it is like a grid appearance. One, it's a very big, actually it's a very big thing. It's in Haryana. The first grid, guess what it is? So it is our biogas plant. Again our little friend is entering here to help us. First it was treating the sewage water. Now it is going to produce more fuel. Okay. So the first grid biogas plant in Haryana. So first we should know what is biogas. It is a mixture of gases, mainly methane. Okay, it predominant other gases, and it is very important also. Produced by the microbial activity. Certain bacteria, okay, again what bacteria? Anaerobic we can say, which grow anaerobically, okay, and they feed on the cellulosic material, which is also seen in the rumen of a cow or the herbivores. It produces large amount of methane, and that is why we call it as methanogens or methanobacteria. Okay, it is another 2 mark based question. What about this? What are methanogens? Okay, what is methanobacteria? What is their role? Like that. So we'll see about methanogens. You can see the methanogens. It's a commonly found anaerobic sludge. Okay, sludge is nothing but the sediment. Effluent is nothing but the fluid. During sewage treatment and also present in the rumen. It's 1 mark. Where else it is present? Okay, in rumen, what is the action of methanogen in rumen? Another type of question. Help us to break down the cellulose. Okay, and because of that only, okay, since it is present there and produced, we call it as gobar gas. The other term for biogas is gobar gas. Therefore, cow dung can also be used to produce biogas, which is also called as gobar gas. Biogas plant. So what is the principle for biogas plant and how it has to be? What are the steps, what are the parts present in that, and how it is going to be used? We are going to see that. It's a clean, efficient fuel. This is the terminology. What is biogas? If they ask, you have to write it's a clean, efficient fuel. So what it is mixture of? Methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide and hydrogen gas. So here it is the predominant one, I told you already, 65%. What is the principle of this? It's produced as a result of anaerobic fermentation of biomass in the presence of water. So it requires water also. Construction. So we'll see the parts. We need, of course, brick and cement. Then mixing tank. We are going to see the different parts. Mixing tank, it should be above the ground level. Inlet chamber, mixing tank opens into the underground. Then next, digester it should have. Okay, then outlet chamber, overflow tank. Okay, the same thing. Before reading this, we'll see the visual, how it will look like. The model. You can see the model here. Now we will see what are the different parts. So mixing tank is here. Number 1. It is above the ground level. And below that you have an inlet chamber. I'll encircle the parts. Inlet chamber, through that it will enter. And then here is our dome shaped. Okay, the digester. We call this as digester. Okay. And then next, it will pass here. Again, the waste effluent will pass here. This should not be filled till this. Okay, it has to be semi-filled, not completely. Then only as the gas is moving, okay, because of the pressure, it can go up. So it has to be noticed. Then outlet chamber. This is the outlet chamber. Another one, overflow tank. So these are the major parts of the biogas plant. Working. How it works? First, equal quantity of water is mixing, and then we are using that effluent. Then this forms the slurry, and the slurry is fed into the digester. You can see the dome shaped digester, okay, through the inlet chamber. So first one, okay, second one is the inlet chamber. Through that it enters the digester. Then when the digester is partially filled, this is very important to note, with the slurry, the mixture, the introduced of slurry is stopped after partially filled. And then the plant is left unused for about months, okay, 2 months like that. Then during these 2 months, anaerobic, okay, they will start their role to play. Present in the slurry, decomposes or ferments, both the process, the biomass, okay, the slurry totally. Then as a result, this fermentation, you will get a gas. This gas is called biogas, is formed, which starts collecting in the dome of the digester. The dome of the digester, okay, like this, here it starts collecting, okay. So working, same thing will continue. As it collects, what happens, they will send, there will be an outlet chamber, okay, or an outlet pipe will be there. Through that pipe, it will be collected and will be used for the domestic purpose. Okay, the spent slurry. Next, what happened to the slurry? From the outlet chamber, this one outlet tube, okay, through that the gas will move. And this is the outlet chamber, okay, through that the slurry will be collected. Okay, the waste, spent slurry, okay, use the word spent slurry. It's manually removed and it's used for manure, used as manure for plants. The gas valve is connected, as I said, to the different houses or the place. They'll be having one storage system also for that. In rural areas, we are using the dung, as I said, gobar gas, okay, and it is used for cooking, lighting, etc. And use this abbreviation, another 1 mark question. This technology of biogas production was developed in India due to the efforts of Indian Agriculture Research Institute, IARI, and the Khadi and Village Industry Commission, KVIC. Okay, this is another important question. So in next class, we will see other role played by the microbes. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates. Thank you.